Well, hello, my friends. Ruben Obed here, Puerto Rico. I'm here on my roof, and this is episode 18 of Solar Power for Dummies. And basically, I'm just bringing you um, a real world. I don't want to call it a test, just an update on real world solar. Okay. In back of me, I'm gonna show you. I have my, and this system is basically 800, okay, including these other four panels. I have 850 watts of power here on my roof. Okay, now 850 watts of power, if you do the math at approximately a short circuit voltage of 20 volts, um you're gonna get upwards of 42 amps. So theoretically you would say, oh wow, well, you know what, 850 watts of power gives me 42 amps. That'll charge my batteries in no time. Not really. This system has the capacity of giving you 42 amps, but the reality of solar, you're not going to get that. You're never even going to see that. you know you'll probably, I mean, I've seen the highest on this system about 27 amps. you know and that's just like for a second. Generally, I would say on a consistent level, I'm getting about 24 amps from this, from 22 to 24 amps. You know, um, because that's just real life, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about this live, because a lot of people say, they try to brag on YouTube. Oh, I have a kilowatt system. My system is putting out this much. Um, it's not true, man. It's not true. Now, this system, like I said, it's a 850 watt array that I built, and I'm in Puerto Rico. As you can see out here, it's sunny as hell. The tilt angle at the moment is not the ideal. You know, it's not the ideal. So I have more. So supposedly in this time, Puerto Rico being at 18 degrees latitude, the panel should be a little flatter. So I probably would be getting a little more power, but but overall, I mean, I have fiddled around with the tilt. I mean, the difference is not, it's not really big. Um, but if you have an 800, the 800, 900 watt system, expect about 25 to 26 amps, realistically. I'll give you a perfect example. If you look right here, each of these smaller panels, okay, this is a 30 watt. Now, ideally, each of these is supposed to bring me 1.68 amps. But what the reality is, they bring me about 1.16 amps, you know, and so if you get about 60% from your solar system, 60 to 70%, you're doing really good. And I have MPPT charge controller, running this system. You know, um, is it a, how do you say, is it a waste? And no, it's not. 20, 22, 25 amps. That's a nice amount. That's free power, guys. But that's just the reality of solar. You really have to oversize your system, in terms of solar panels, to to get the power that you expect. If you expect your to get 42 amps, you better have at least a 2,000 watt, a 2 kilowatt array. You're not gonna see those numbers with a small array. Now, that being said, this system, um is putting out, 22 to 24, 26 amps is the most I've seen out of it. Now, I have personally, um, a small, one of those little Harbor Freight tailgater type, um, two-cycle generators, which is what I use to charge my 12-volt system when when it's cloudy out. And that generator itself pulls has a is a 800-watt generator, and it puts out about 1,000 watts. Now, when I've turned it on in the morning, I've noticed that the generator itself will only pull about 20 amps. So, and it's an 800-watt generator. So that goes to show you that there are other factors at stake. Like, for example, the type of battery that you have, the type of, like right now, it seems to be that lead acid batteries, a 12-volt lead acid battery bank like I have, kind of, that's like the sweet spot right there, about 20 amps, and that's what it charges at. So, having a small system and the batteries, I mean, it all depends. Like, from the way I'm looking at this, even if I add more solar panels, I'm still gonna be looking at about the same amount of charging power. Probably, what'll be beneficial is on cloudy days I'll be able to maintain a more steady amount of power coming in. But I've gone online, I see people with their systems, but they really don't express the reality of the amperage that is coming in. So to wrap this up, guys, realistic, I'll show you my system once again. All right, this is an 850 watt array that I built. Okay, these are separate panels. Okay, and this 850 watt system is bringing me from 22 to 26 amps at most, with MPPT charge controllers. So, I'm just giving you guys a real world thing, because, it'd be sad for you to go out and buy 900 watt system thinking that you're gonna get this huge amount of power, and you do the numbers and you're like, wow, but I'm supposed to be getting about 40 something amps and I'm not. And that's how solar is. That's how solar is. So if you want 40 consistent amps instead of 800, start looking at about 1600. Double it up. You know what I mean? That's the reality. Now, even if you have a 2 kilowatt system, you get cloudy days, man. You ain't getting nothing in power. Power, is gonna be small. So you got to remember the panels, when they say they're 100 watts, 30 watts, it means they have a 100-watt potential, but it is dependent on the sun. If you don't have no sun, then there's no potential. And that's the part that people have to realize. The panel will work only as good as the sunshine that's coming to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some are more efficient than others, but so that's the reality, guys. 850, 900 watts, expect about 20 something, 24 to 20, 26 amps. Anything more than that, hey, you're doing really good. So, all right, guys, take care. God bless. And this was episode 18 of Solar Power for Dummies. If you like our channel, if you find it informative and wish to make a donation, our PayPal link is in the description. Any amount is welcome, and that'll just keep us, going and continue doing our programming. So take care and God bless, and continue your solar journey. Ruben Obed.